Hello, today I'm going to give you a basic demonstration of the Niji. This is what the software will look like when there's no Niji connected. It's first booted up, and when I connect it in Windows 10, it will automatically connect via the COM port. Here's some preset powers. To adjust the power, you can grab hold of the slider like this and adjust it up and down, or you can nudge it up and down like this. At the moment, this nudges up and down 1% at a time. I'll go into the configuration file. We can set that nudge value here. So if we go back to the control panel, you can see it now nudges up and down 5% of the time, just to make it a bit easy to click. Switch channels on and off, simply use the on-off button at the bottom, or to turn all channels on off at once, just click on the bar, and all the channels will come on at the same time. This symbol here means it's in constant current mode, just as an easy reminder as to which mode it's currently working in. So if I move on to the configuration screen, you can see on the right hand side here there's TTL mode at the top for switching the device into be controlled by TTL signals. Constant current and constant optical power mode. We have options for the green filter and amber filter, and this is just to remind the user which color filter they're currently using. We've got the adjustment for the nudge value, and at the bottom we have some information about how the ports in the back of the Niji are set up. So if it doesn't connect for any reason, you can check this and make sure your baud rate is correct. So if I select TTL mode and go back to control, you can see that now the on-off buttons are now removed from the bottom of each color, although you can still adjust the power. And also this on the all on-off button at the bottom doesn't mode. That doesn't work. Works, although you can see the TTL mode enabled there to remind the user why it's not working. So if I switch that off and I go into constant optical power mode and go back to the control panel, you can see when I adjust the powers, they're now limited to 80% of the time. This is to give the Niji extra overhead on the current to make sure that it can compensate for any power drift. And again, switch it on and off with the button down here, and you can see the symbol here for constant power mode enabled, and it tells you in the bar. Also at the bottom it tells you which active preset that you're running in. The idea of constant optical power mode is to make the Niji run as stably as possible as the LEDs warm up when they're in use. So if you're doing long exposure times, when the LEDs warm up, they drift lower in power, and this will compensate for that and try and keep the LEDs very stable in power. So presets can be selected on this drop down box here. You have up to 10 presets. These are designed to be per user. So the idea being is that I can then, as a user, come in, save my presets, save presets 1, and I can save these into the documents folder onto my USB stick wherever I want. Click save, and now you can see that it's the active preset is now saved presets. Back in the control panel, you can see the presets here. So I could name this after myself or whatever user or the experiment being, and I know I could always go back to the same presets that I had before. The green and amber filter, really, so at the moment it's selected on amber filter. If I go to the control panel, switch on the green amber channel, you can see that this is coloured amber. Go back to configuration and switch it to green. You can see that it's now coloured green. It's just an easy visual reminder to let you know which filter you've got in there, but you have to remember to change it, otherwise it's not much help. On the load configuration file, this is for configuring the Niji to be in compatibility mode, which we will go into in another video. On the information tab, just tells the inside information on the LED channels and the case temperature, and also this shows how much usage each channel has had. So you can see it's a combination of power and hours used. So that's it. Any questions, contact us at www.blueboxoptics.com. Thank you very much.